Folks, welcome to another edition of my video blog. Today's topic of a discussion concerns the most important of all the standardized field sobriety tests, which is horizontal gaze nystagmus. Nystagmus is defined as the involuntary jerking of the eyes. Horizontal gaze nystagmus is defined as the involuntary jerking of the eyes as they gaze to the side. Now, what we mean by nystagmus and horizontal gaze nystagmus is this. Think of a set of windshield wipers. As the windshield wipers go across a wet windshield, they go across in a very smooth manner. If the windshield is dry and you turn on your windshield wipers, they stutter like that. They skip, bop, 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 bop. That is what your eyes do when the police officer is checking them for horizontal gaze nystagmus. And there are many, many different causes for horizontal gaze nystagmus. Some may include the flu, an inner ear balance disorder, exhaustion with the ocular muscles of the eye strain, sleep deprivation, introduction of caffeine consumption or nicotine. There are many causes of horizontal gaze nystagmus, of which alcohol is one of them. Now in Maine, this test is so important because unlike other states, Maine has really treated this test as scientific. Now, I strongly disagree with the scientific principles, or I should say lack of scientific principles behind this battery of tests. However, it is an accepted scientific standardized field sobriety test that's used here in Maine. And the prosecutor can argue that the evidence of horizontal gaze nystagmus, 4 more clues, is indicative of someone who is under the influence of alcohol. Now, what are they looking for when they're checking your eyes? Because most people think, well, I think I did fine on that test. The issue is you have no idea how well you did or how poorly you did on that test because it doesn't test your balance. You can't know subjectively how you did. You can't practice for horizontal gaze nystagmus. It's literally looking for the involuntary jerking of the eyes. First thing the officer wants to do is to check to make sure that your eyes track together and they track equally. He wants to check to make sure that your pupils are of equal size because if one pupil is more dilated or more constricted than the other, that might be an indication of a neurological issue or someone who has suffered from a concussion. That person would be a poor candidate for HGN. Now, the first thing he's going to look for is a lack of smooth pursuit. There is 1 clue in each eye for lack of smooth pursuit. So we would assume that he would see 1 clue in each eye. That is a total of 2 out of a possible 6 clues. The next clue that they're looking for is nystagmus at maximum deviation. And what the officer does is he takes your eye out as far as it can turn in its socket, and he holds it there for a minimum of 4 seconds. And what he's looking for is to see if that eye begins to tick like this. And that is nystagmus. Again, there is 1 clue per eye. That brings it up to a total of 4 possible clues. The final clues, or final set of clues he's looking for, is the onset of nystagmus prior to 45 degrees. Now, if he can determine that the nystagmus is setting in prior to 45 degrees, those are clues number 5 and 6. Now, according to NHTSA, that's the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration, 4 or more clues means a 77% probability that the person being tested is a .10 or greater. Now that sounds all fine and dandy. 77%, that sounds pretty strong. Well, that's only a 3 out of 4 chance that they got it right. What if you fall into that 1 out of 4 category? Just as importantly, or perhaps more importantly, what if the officer administers the test improperly or evaluates what he sees incorrectly? That can have it present a real problem on your defense of the OUI. So it's really important to get somebody involved who truly understands the ins and outs and all of the principles behind the standardized field sobriety testing, because in the state of Maine, we use horizontal gaze nystagmus to determine impairment, as well as the walk and turn and the 1-leg stand. We'll talk about those other 2 tests in a later series of videos. If you have questions or if you've been arrested for OUI, please do not hesitate to pick up the phone and call my office. I look forward to speaking with you soon. Thank you.